JazzCast Pros.
Welcome to Season 6 of Healthy Illness Podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Marie, and this season is all about mindfulness. How to do it, what it looks like, how to incorporate it into your life, why it could be important for your mental health. And today, I'm starting the conversation with a new TikTok trend called silent walking. Welcome to Healthy Illness, the podcast helping you build healthier relationships while living with mental health conditions. I'm your host, Kelly Marie, and today we're talking about silent walking. So walking, we know, has many medical benefits, health benefits, gets the blood going, gets the body moving. We listen to music to make the workout go by faster, to make it interesting. But in this case, the combination of the exercise and the mindfulness is what gives you this added benefit of stress reduction. Now, if you are in need, if you are in a place where you need someone to talk to, you can dial 988 on your phone. There are crisis counselors, people there that you can talk to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are not alone. If you are a loved one or friend of someone who is really in need and needs someone to talk to, dial 988 on their behalf. And the folks on the line will walk you through your next steps and how to help that loved one through their current situation. So please remember that, save it, text it to yourself and a friend. 988 is a talk line that is 100% confidential, 100% free, and is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for you when you need it. You are not alone. I wanted to spend some time today talking about this new trend that started on TikTok. The name, I'll say, started on TikTok, silent walking, but it's not, in fact, a new thing. So before we dive in, please like, subscribe, share, follow, whatever the social media button is on the platform you're listening to the podcast on. Do that there. Share it, let folks know, and hey, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what topics you would like for me to cover, what is meaningful to you, what would help you build healthier relationships with friends and family, with money, with food, with the environment. Like, what are relationships you value that you would like some more information on, successes, tips, and all the things. So you can leave a comment in the app, or you can email me directly at frontseatlife@gmail.com. Big shout out to Jazzy T at JazzCast Pros podcast network for keeping me on time and doing all the things that I should be doing even when I'm not doing them. So silent walking is this new trend. And it's interesting because it's something that gained popularity on TikTok. But silent walking is mindful walking or walking meditation. And we've covered mindfulness and meditation. I've just completed my first level certification in mindfulness through Cornell. And, being able to put words to a practice, to be able to better understand the reasons why mindfulness works is really, really, really a cool thing. And I enjoy it a lot. So silent walking or walking meditation is one of the mindfulness techniques that are available. And it involves, like all mindfulness, being purposeful in what you're doing, purposeful in your thoughts, purposeful in this case, also in your movements. In this case, silent walking, you're walking. So walking, we know, has many medical benefits, health benefits, gets the blood going, gets the body moving. You are getting your steps in. It's good for cardiovascular health. It's good for weight loss. It's good, just good stuff all around. Oftentimes, I think, folks tend to walk with headphones or walk on the phone while talking to people on the phone. And so a lot of benefits that you can achieve, extra benefits perhaps of walking, are missed because we're distracted in the actual practice and the actual walking itself. We listen to music to make the workout go by faster, to make it interesting. You throw on your jam, you can get in more minutes and more miles. But in this case, the combination of the exercise and the mindfulness is what gives you this added benefit of stress reduction. And so being mindful when you're walking is, again, like you're focusing, you're being deliberate in your movement, in your steps, you're connecting with your environment and your surroundings. You are aware of each step that you take. So, your foot hitting the ground and the way the foot rolls from heel to toe, the sway of your body, if you move your arms when you walk, if you have a hand in your pocket, right? Like what the pocket feels like. It sounds maybe a little weird, but it's being mindful, aware of all of the pieces of your walk. There are a couple of benefits to silent walking, to mindfulness and mindful walking that go above and beyond just the walking aspect, just the physical exercise. So you are more likely to have better stress relief. And this is true of all mindfulness activities, being present and in the moment. Your stress levels decrease. Research has shown that people that practice mindfulness, the mindfulness practice has the same impact on the body as taking anxiety medication. So I'll look that information up and try and get that in the show notes for you. But stress management, stress relief, anxiety management and relief, enhanced concentration is another benefit, because when you are silent walking or walking mindfully, you're paying attention to your surroundings. So you have more self-awareness, right? You get to take in all of the pieces of nature around you. So whether you're walking in the woods or walking down a city block, there are things that you can see that you would likely ordinarily miss if you were just like on a walking mission with your music or talking on the phone. You get to notice nature. So what plants are growing, what plants are dying, what concrete sidewalks are smooth, which ones have the little pebbles in them, and does it feel different on your feet through your sneakers or whatever shoes you're wearing. Being able to focus on all of your surroundings helps decrease your stress. It gives your brain a break from focusing on all the other things in life. So using myself as an example, my brain will just do whatever it wants. I'll be, intent on watching something or reading something or sleeping, and my mind is going a mile a minute. It's just doing what it does. It's a brain, it thinks. When you put on this lens of mindfulness and silent walking, mindful walking, you are giving your brain something to do so that it's busy, right? But it's not busy off on a tangent. It's not busy thinking about yesterday. It's not busy thinking about tomorrow or what's going to happen next. It's focused on this moment.
If you're enjoying this episode, check out High Vibe Table Talks, where we start to remove mental barriers and take action now so you can achieve your someday desires. I'm your host, Mershawn Hargrave, and if you've ever heard that little voice inside to go after something, but the fear around the unknown felt too big, this is the podcast for you. Listen and subscribe to High Vibe Table Talks on the JazzCast Pros Network with the podcast listener you're using right now, because it is high time you activated your high vibes.
That whole process of mindfulness, that whole process of being aware of your thoughts is key in the entire mindfulness practice. It's going to look different for every person. And when you are intent on, say, focusing on your environment around you on your walk, your mind may still wander and go off to yesterday or tomorrow. When that happens and you have that aha moment, like, oh my goodness, I just started thinking about work again. That is a moment of mindfulness. It's not necessarily what your brain is thinking of. It's being aware of what your brain is thinking of and focusing on. And if you want it to focus on something else, redirecting it. That process will happen again and again and again and again and again, because that's what brains do. But focusing on the present moment, on your walk, on your environment, on, oh, look at that red car that just drove by, or those 3 cyclists all had on the same uniforms, right? You begin to allow your mind to dive deeper into your present moment. Seems like maybe that's not beneficial because the mind may still be on overdrive, but it's on overdrive in the present moment, which then brings the overdrive down. For me, when I walk, I tend to not wear headphones. I'll have my phone with me so I can track my miles. But in these moments of mindfulness, it's putting the phone on silent or D&D, putting it in my pocket, turning on the app so it's tracking all my steps and in my directions. But it allows me to focus on what's happening around me, my immediate surroundings, taking in the beauty. There's so many things that we miss because we are off thinking about other things. And instead of being off thinking about other things, you're able to be focused, thinking about and in the present moment. It really gives you a break from, and it gives your mind a break from all of the things it has to still continue to do. And there's a couple people out that are doing some mindfulness walking, tracking, like talking about their mindfulness walking experiences. And, what I can appreciate is when they have these aha moments, like, oh, shoot, I never noticed that there was this building right here. I pass it every day. Or look at this flower garden. I never saw these flowers before, and they've been there since forever, right? It gives you a greater appreciation, a greater sense of gratitude of what's happening right now, of what's in this moment. And then you can take that feeling of peace with you throughout the day. You don't actually have to do mindful walking outside and go for, these long walks out in your neighborhood or at the park. You can mindfully walk at home or silent walk in your home. One of the things we learned in our class, which I really liked, was you only need about 3 yards. So the length of your yoga mat, or you count out squares if you have tile, but you don't have to go too far. And what you're doing is similar to being outside and focusing on nature. You're focusing on the sensations and everything that's happening in that small stretch of space that you're practicing your mindful walking in. You are focusing on the internal sensations of the body and the external sensations of the body. So if I'm walking in my bedroom, I'm not focusing on the clothes that I need to fold, or my bed that's not made, or the books on the bookshelf that are out of order. I'm only focusing on my steps. I'm focusing on the movement of my legs. I'm focusing on my breath and breathing. I'm focusing on how my feet feel on the mat or on the carpet. I'm focusing on my toes and how my toes feel when they grip the floor and the carpet. I'm focusing on, if you're the type of person that can feel your heartbeat, in that slow movement, focusing on that feeling, focusing on your inhaling and exhaling. Can you feel the breath like on your upper lip when you breathe and when you exhale? Those are the types of things that you tend to focus on and will help your brain focus on in a inside small space mindful walking exercise. So there's more than one way to do this. There is no right or wrong. It is all about what works best for you and how you can be more mindful, more aware of your present moment. And so if you're practicing the mindfulness or silent walking in your home, your mind may wander, right? And wander to the clothes that need to be folded or to the bed that needs to be made. But in that moment, again, that in and of itself is an act of mindfulness, that you are aware. You're no longer focusing on your walk, but on the clothes that need to be folded. It's okay. Tell yourself thank you and redirect and focus on your steps, how your foot feels on the floor, how your legs sway, how your clothes feel on your body. Again, your breathing and what each breath feels like. And when the mind begins to wander, you have another moment of mindfulness, that aha moment, and you bring it back again. You do that again and again and again. That's the process. Like, that is mindfulness. It's this purposeful interaction with yourself and with your surroundings.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Ra. Yes, I am the host of Father Torch. I would like to take this time to invite you in my discussions on very, very important topics of being a Black and brown father in today's society. Being a parent, the other parent, we face trials and tribulations too. We have worries, we have feelings. Here at Father Torch, we promote the advocacy of being the dad you wish you had. Join me at fathertorch.com.
I'll leave you with that today and invite you to try a little silent walking. If you do it outside, if you do it in the home, I'd love to know. And I think I'll bring some more mindfulness activities to the podcast. So you can begin to incorporate some stress reduction in your life if you have not already done so, if you're looking for more ways to incorporate some stress reduction in your life. Again, if you are in a place where you need someone to talk to, you are in crisis, or you just feel like you can't make it, like this is not a good time for you, call 988. If you are in danger of hurting yourself, please go to the emergency room, dial 911. You're not alone. If you are looking for resources, so you are not in a place of crisis, right? You may be high stress, but not in a crisis situation, or you're looking for ways to maintain or increase your wellness and you don't know where to go, you can dial 211 on your phone or use 211 in your browser and look up local resources in your neighborhood. If you're looking to help a friend or family member that's not in your community, 211 is another great resource because you can zip code search or city search, place search in order to find resources in someone's environment or in someone's community where they are. So until the next time, I encourage you to be the light. More to come. I am very excited to be able to bring on some folks that I think you'll love to hear from, including Dr. Michelle. I know I've been talking about bringing her on since I got out of the hospital, but I talked to her yesterday and she's still very much excited to come on the show. I just need to do what I need to do and get her on here. And that's why you haven't heard from her, because I haven't done my part, but that's okay. She's coming. And I want to get a couple other people on the show too, to talk about what they do to maintain their mental health and to build healthier relationships. So be the light. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, share. Shout out to all the podcasters and hosts on the JazzCast Pros Network. We are here for you.
If you're a woman looking to grow your business, increase brand awareness, and reach a wider audience, JazzCast Pros is here to help. Our podcast network is dedicated to helping women like you create your own podcast. With our expert team handling the technical aspects, you can focus on connecting with your audience. Get the support you need to start your podcast and take your business to the next level. JazzCast Pros. That's the power of podcasting.